we've taken a vacation somewhat, but we have not taken a vacation from the truth. And the truth right now is what is going on in and around our country. And the physical and mental condition that our country is in today. Our Rasul, peace be with him. Our Rasul has given us information in our Muhammad Gospel to help us to be a buffer to the things that are happening in and around this country. So we have to look to those things that were left to us to give us the understanding and the light that we need. So with that said, people say, you don't know anything. They say, you don't know anything. I do know this. You and your God is one. Your God is one. Your religion is one. Your history is one. Yes. Separate any of these things and what you have is an incomplete people. What we see is the incomplete people of our brothers and sisters out here now, killing each other and destroying each other. A nation destroying itself. A nation destroying itself. So let's go to the Muhammad Gospel. For one, for a glimpse of what was said as to the direction and what we should be looking at for direction. And also, I want to take a brief pass into some of our senior members and find out exactly what were they saying when they said what they said. And that person that I'm talking about is none other than our High Priest of Astral Science, Brother Waheya. We never speak about him that much. But the Rasul gave him that title. Priest, High Priest of Astral Science. A title just not given to somebody just because he felt good about it, but because that person was who he claimed to be. Similarly, Yehiru Amin Ra, in the name of the Most High God, I speak. Culture means to worship your own Most High God, your own virgins, your own saints, gods and goddesses. Those who do not do this are devolved of culture. What ails a people who knows their own history, then goes on worshiping strange gods, which ignore them and laugh at their calamities while they complain? What's wrong? What ails a people who adore strange saints and continue to complain? What ails a people who knows their glorious past, then do not believe it? Nay, they have no culture. Their culture consists of mere minstrels, while others laugh at them. There'll be some changes made. Brother Eel wrote back in 1926. He says, "Thou people in this day may wonder why there is so much confusion present, and the question has often been asked, is God dead?" Well, of course, if you haven't studied past history and its effects on nations, you would not understand what's happening. You would not understand what's happening today. But if you remember the old axiom that history repeats itself, then you may begin to understand what's happening today. First, look at the downfalls of other nations. Study the condition that prevailed at the time in each of these nations and the effect it had on people, and see how closely they resemble what's happening today. To better understand this situation, let me say that when God sends a prophet to this earth, it is an indication that conditions are not exactly according to oil. Therefore, there will be some changes made. Another reason God sends a prophet to the earth is to rescue a downtrodden race. This time, it is the Afro-American who was honored by the visit of a God-sent prophet who brought us a culture peculiar to the temperament of the sons and daughters of Ham, Africa, Egypt, and Ethiopia. This prophet came to us in 1919 and brought us a new name for the Creator, a Bible of his own, dealing with the essentials of our existence, including the history of the black man's beginning with creation down to the present, a religion peculiar to the temperament of the black man, and new knowledge that the world has never heard before, even though they will come along and tell you today. I knew that. I knew that. I knew that before you told me that. No, you didn't. These are the changes that are to be made. Now, it is a fact that the advent of a prophet brings on confusion, struggle, and controversies, and perilous times. So, for the last 50 years, which was 1919 that he was speaking of, to 1969, we have had just that, more changes and confusion than all of the 1,500 years before. The coming of a prophet, whatever race he comes to, is the cue for the entrance to the new world. When you are about to build a new house, you first tear down the old building, then set up the foundation for the new building. We are in the process of setting up that foundation. In this confusion, the old concepts are being torn down to make room for the new knowledge that has come to us by a representative of the Creator, the Muhammad prophet, who brings us knowledge the world never heard before. And what better guidance would we want than that which comes to us direct from the Creator, including a name for God to be used exclusively by the sons and daughters of Ham, those of African descent. A religion of our own as the basis for our racial culture and the true facts above our ancient African history. It was predicted some years back, in 1962 at this time, that the world would come to an end. The only thing wrong with that prediction was the astrologer forgot to say which world. Saying the world is coming to an end does not mean that the earth is to be destroyed. This earth, brother, you hit it on the head this morning with those sequoias, with those trees, to show you how everything is tied in together. Everything is tied in together. We are here. We are one. This earth has been in existence for billions of years and will be here for billions of years to come. It means that an era, a nation, or religious culture is being destroyed or coming to an end. The ancient Greek civilization came to an end, but still we have Greeks on earth. The ancient Egyptian world came to an end, but we still have Africans and Afro-Americans around. The Roman world came to an end, but we still have Italians in Italy. The Nazi world came to an end, but we still have Germans in Germany, and some of them are Nazis who are also a few Nazis in this country today. So the world is coming to an end, is what is said. But what world? There are three signs which has always appeared just before the fall of an empire. They are, number one, building of huge monuments. The building of huge monuments. I mean, monuments going everywhere. Each one is getting bigger and bigger. Why? As a sign to say that we were here. This is our epitaph. We were here. We built this huge monument. Where did they get the idea from? That idea came from those pyramids out there.
Yes.
The pyramid, as I said, everything has to have an origin. Everything has to have a beginning. So the first thing, the building of huge monuments. Number two, exorbitant taxes. Exorbitant taxes. Whoever came up with this taxation idea really did not have black people's mind in mind when they put it into existence. Because this taxation system will never give you anything. Everything that is given to you will eventually be taken away from you in this taxation that they are forcing upon us. Everything that you get is being taxed. We taxed on the money that you have. If you have any money left, it'll be taxed to take it away from you. Third, great increases in sex perversion. We see it on television. We see it on the newspaper. We see it in the movies. Sexual perversion. It is something that man has yet to be able to control. Ancient man tried to control it. And they've been trying to control it, I don't know how many hundreds and thousands of years. When they had women wearing chastity belts. When they had other things. Women wearing things over their head. Sexual perversion. We have a group of people who think that if we stop having abortions, that this is going to solve the sexual problem. Only to find out what happens when your child, when your daughter needs an abortion. Will you still feel the same way? Or would you come along and reduce those morals that you're trying to foster upon other people? All that goodness that you're trying to project to other people, when in reality, who can be that good?
Okay.
So stop lying. Stop lying. Great increase in sexual perversion. And Humpty Dumpty sat on a wall, and Humpty Dumpty gets a great fall. So by reviewing the past history of the rise and fall of nations, you may come to some understanding as to why and how the changes will be made to the membership, to the people that are here, to the membership that are not here, that are here in the presence of my voice, fighting in rank as a compact wall. This is a family fighting in rank as a compact wall. We, the members, should realize more and more the responsibility we have in carrying out the program of Fahamiism. I look into the astrological condition of the High Sheikh, and I find conditions most favorable for the High Sheikh, Wabra Samagi. Now, in the future, success of Fahamiism is assured. Then what is wrong? It is simply that the loose minds and lack of sincerity does not build a spiritual force strong enough to back up the success of Fahamiism. The minds of our oppressors and their Negro converts is like that of a wild animal. If you wound him and don't kill him, he fights back in a fierce manner. The Christian mind has been terribly wounded by the truth in Fahamiism, and like the wild animal, fights back in a fierce manner. Now, you take any leader, let's say the President of the U.S., human is such that some people blame the President for every little thing that happens. Everybody takes a pot shot at the leader. Those enemy minds out there have been hurt by truth from Fahamiism. So they are concentrated, or they have concentrated their attack on the leader of Fahamiism, and the High Sheikh, being the deep spiritual man that he is, has received the full impact of the attack from our enemies. Now to cope with the onslaught that will come from different directions in the future, we must build a spiritual force in Fahami stronger than that of any other religious sect or organization, stronger than that of the Catholics, priests, pope, cardinals, monks, and nuns, stronger than that in the Hebrew religion, in fact, stronger than that of any other group in the whole wide world. You cannot win a war unless you have a better army than your enemies. Common sense. You cannot challenge the world successfully unless you have the supreme spiritual power of the members fighting in rank as a compact wall to back up that challenge. There is nothing wrong with the success of Fahamiism. The success of the High Sheikh, in Fahamiism now and in the future is assured. The only thing he needs to back up that success is the strong spiritual force of the compact wall, which consists of loyalty, sincerity in your Fahami work, obedience to the Fahami laws, paying strict attention to the warnings which come from the High Sheikh from time to time, coming together in your Fahami work in a manner that will form the compact wall. Then, deciding that you love and respect the Fahami God more than life itself. For what is life without the Fahami God? Tribulations. Peace, peace, peace. There's something they only make everyone wrong. Salam.
Salam.